Jurassic World. Eh.
Urgh.
Are we gonna just go with?
Why not?
All right. Screw it. Jurassic World is directed by Colin Trevorrow and takes place 22 years after the original film Jurassic Park. The park is now open now, and there's visitors, there's people filing in. But the main problem now is now that you get people in the park, they want more entertainment, they want more exciting things, they want things that'll make them go wow and that'll keep people coming back. So the scientists have to come up with this new exciting dinosaur, and they end up mixing together a very dangerous dinosaur, and that's where all crap breaks loose.
Yeah, most certainly. We see two kids that go to the park, and those are kind of the main people at the start of the movie. And they go to the park to visit Jurassic World for the first time. And then their aunt was the...
That's Bryce Dallas Howard's character.
Yeah.
She plays their aunt who runs the park.
Mm-hmm. And then, and then we also get introduced to Chris Pratt, who works obviously with the Raptors.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much the premise of the movie. Personally, I think the premise of the movie was sort of a little definitely worse than the first. I think the idea of just making a mutated dinosaur for just the reason of wanting an exciting dinosaur, I think that was kind of stupid of them in the end. But yeah.
Yeah, really what they're saying is you have to make it bigger and cooler and better for people to come see it. That's kind of what this movie felt like to me. They felt like in order for people to come want to watch it, they had to make it more CGI, more this, more that. And I think really it's kind of making fun of itself, but it doesn't know it is. So it's kind of weird that they're doing that. But anyways, yeah, I didn't really like that they had a mutated dinosaur, but it's fine. The whole movie's really just a big like chase kind of action movie, which once they finally got into the action, I was really enjoying the movie and I got into it. But the dialogue leading up to it, this dialogue is horrible. This is one of the worst scripts I've ever seen. It's so cheesy. There's no timing. The line, nothing was funny. I laughed like twice the whole movie. They try so many cheesy one-liners. It just doesn't work. No humans react to a dinosaur like they should in real life. Like seeing a real dinosaur coming at you to eat you. No one reacts like they should. It's just really poorly written. And that was the worst aspect to me was the writing. It was just awful.
Yeah, and what made it even worse was none of the characters were likable whatsoever.
No,
really,
except
besides Chris Pratt's character,
which
exactly.
Of course, Chris Pratt's gonna be likable.
Yeah, he was really the only character that you even really cared about watching.
I was waiting for everyone else to bite it. Couldn't wait.
Yeah. I mean, none of these characters really did you necessarily care about them dying or anything. And there's a lot of stupid moments in this movie where the dinosaur would be right behind the person or right above the person or, creeping up. It was a movie that it was trying to go back to the original and trying to scare people, but really this movie did a terrible job of that. The other one, you actually felt like you were on the edge of your seat, you cared about these characters, and, you didn't want these people to die, but you thought, oh, wow, they might die because this dinosaur is coming in. But this one,
someone just yells out a cheesy one-liner every time there's a dinosaur, and they cut to some joke, then they cut back, so there's no intensity until I think the final 30 minutes. But up until then, there's no intensity whatsoever, and I never felt really any danger for the main characters.
Yeah, I mean, and really, to be honest with you, again, none of these characters, if they were to die, I really would have cared. Besides, again, Chris Pratt's character, which.
He's good. He's probably the only good actor in the movie. I thought Bryce Dallas Howard. Everyone was really playing a cartoon in this movie. Like the main guy, he's walking around. He's like, "I don't want to do. I'm flying a helicopter." Everyone's a cartoon except Chris Pratt, who he's down to earth. He does have. They kind of try to have some comedy, but again, the writing's so bad that he can't really make anything work. But I think he's the only person that gave a really normal performance in this movie.
Well, and the one guy, the guy that wants to turn the Raptors into weapons.
D'Onofrio?
Yeah, it's Vincent D'Onofrio's character. Yeah,
he's a cartoon too.
Yeah,
he's a great actor.
He's like the biggest cartoon person in this entire thing. He's the most stereotypical.
His logic
makes
no sense.
Yeah,
nothing he does makes sense. It's like he has this one plan, then he scraps it for a new plan. His whole plan, if you think about it, what is he doing? Like they just had to have a villain in the movie aside. Why do you need a villain aside? There's a dinosaur chasing you, a mutated dinosaur. That's your villain. They had to have some stupid human villain, and it didn't work at all.
Yeah, and as the movie progressed, they tried to make him more and more, but really he just turned out to be really nothing. And the story, the characters, a lot of things just really brought this movie down. But however, the last battle was pretty solid.
We've been bagging on it a lot, but the action scenes when we got the dinosaurs, when when nobody's talking, this is a really fun movie. But when there's characters around, it sucks. But when there's just the dinosaurs fighting, it's really fun to watch.
Yeah, I would agree. I think the dinosaurs were pretty well done overall.
The CGI, a lot of people are complaining about CGI. There's a lot of CGI, and you know it's CGI, but I mean, you can still watch it. That's what today's movies are, and if you can't accept it by now, then you're not going to enjoy any movie that comes out in the summer.
And another big part, obviously, is seeing the actual park, because that's something that we got to see in the first one.
We've never seen the park actually open to the public, so that was just really interesting to see it open.
Yeah, and personally, the whole Jurassic World, I think we got more of a park in Jurassic Park, because Jurassic World, I felt like they didn't show maybe enough of it. They tried to do that. I think that was just kind of a filler with the two little kid characters showing a little bit of it. But personally, they didn't show enough of the park, in my opinion. I wanted to see more of how it worked and everything. Just more of that aspect, I think, as well.
Yeah, with the kids, they try to have this emotional story with them and them bonding. Every emotional thing felt just so forced and out of left field. There's some stupid side story with their parents getting divorced that never resolves. It's just there to try to get some dramatic heft. Everything just felt so just thrown in for the last second, like, oh, we need this to happen, we need them to bond. So I didn't feel anything for their characters, and again, Chris Pratt's the only guy I rooted for.
Yeah, there's a lot of those mushy moments that kind of just were stuffed in there, these little jokes in there, just to kind of just pass the time. I mean, this movie really could have probably been shorter than the full 2 hours or whatever it was. But yeah, I mean, this movie is definitely not perfect. It's got a lot of kind of these little flaws and stuff, but the main thing you're going to see this movie is the dinosaurs, and you're not good.
Yeah, we're not going for the story and the plot or the dialogue. We're going to see the dinosaurs and Jurassic World, and what they gave us was good. So we've been banging on the movie most of the time, but what we came to see and what everyone's paying to see did pay off.
I 100% agree, and when I go ahead and rate this movie,
it's hard to grade this one.
It is a hard one.
My grade's been all over the place because I have so many negatives. I got to go low, but I did enjoy a lot. It's hard to grade it.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that just kind of there's lots of pros and cons of this movie, but I'm gonna say most of it was enjoyable. Yet the flaws were very hard to get through, and so that's why I'm gonna go ahead and rate this movie, Jurassic World, a 6.5 out of 10. I felt like it's worth definitely a watch to see it, especially if you're a Jurassic Park fan. But don't go in thinking you're gonna get a better movie than the first, because this movie doesn't even come close. But don't get me wrong, it is enjoyable time.
Yeah, overall Jurassic World, it gave me sort of what I wanted with the park and the dinosaur fight scenes. I just really didn't like the human characters. The dialogue was bad. The subplots were bad. Overall, I'm going to beat you by a little bit. I'm going 6.75 out of 10 because I did have fun watching this movie, and it was a good movie to just stuff popcorn in your face and watch. So I think you can enjoy it. Just don't go in expecting anything but fun dinosaur action, and you'll enjoy it.
100% agree.
So thank you guys for watching this review. As always, if you liked it and you want to see more, click that like button below, and you'll get more. Let us know down below. Did you like Jurassic World? Are you going to see it? Let us know. J&J Reviews.
Signing out.